Shabbat Shalom. We welcome you to Congregation Beth Israel as together we enter into the spirit of the Sabbath, enjoying beautiful music, meaningful prayers, a beautiful message, a perfect way to enter the Sabbath spirit. Life and joy and peace await us. Welcome. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos. We invite you to enter and take your seats We look forward to sharing this hour of worship with everyone. Beautiful week in Houston. We've come from so many places near and far to gather for our regular Shabbat service in addition to a beautiful bat mitzvah this weekend. And so as we settle in, we appreciate that the busyness of the week has ended. And Shabbat invites us to set it aside so that we can appreciate the blessings we've come to know. And even if the week has been challenging, our blessings are reflected in the songs and prayers we'll sing and share that help us to find renewed strength and gratitude for all that we've come to know. And so as we appreciate the places now where we've reached, we ask Cantor Mudlu to guide us into the Sabbath spirit with song.
Shabbat Shalom. We continue with a couple songs to welcome Shabbat. First, we'll sing Yedid Nefesh. You can find those words on page 10. And then our hymn for the Sabbath bride, L'cha Dodi, can be found on page 20. Please join us as we sing together. Yedid Nefesh HaParachaman, Yedid Nefesh HaParachaman, B'shochab El Retzonecha, B'shochab Ya la 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 El Retzonecha, Ya Rotzavdecha, Kemo Aya, Yishtachaveh Ya la la Ya la 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 El Molatarecha, Yeram Lo, Yedidotecha, Mitnofet Suf Laila, Ya la 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 Mechol Ta'am, Yedid Nefesh HaParachaman, Yedid Nefesh HaParachaman, B'shochab-decha, El Retzonecha, B'shochab-decha, Ya la 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 El Retzonecha, Ya la 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 L'cha Dodi, Ya la 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 Likrat Kala, Ya la 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 B'nei Shabbat Nekabela, Ya la 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 L'cha Dodi, Ya la la Ya la 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 Likrat Kala, Ya la 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 B'nei Shabbat Nekabela. Shamo v'zachor b'diburecha hishmi'an el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet Tila, Ya Elai, Ya la 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 L'cha Dodi, Ya Elai, Ya la 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 Likrat Kala, Ya la 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 B'nei Shabbat Nekabela, Likrat Shabbat Lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof maaseh b'machshava tchila.
עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצהולה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה בואי חלה לקראת כלה, בני שבת, נקבלה, לחנותי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת, נקבלה.
In our prayer book, we turn now to page 2 and 3. It's a pleasure to invite Shana Sanborn and Karen Tybel to the Bema to lead us in the blessing over the Sabbath lights.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with his mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
On page 28, we continue now as we rise for our call to worship, Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam va'ed.
Page 31, together. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv Aravim.
Page 32. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we'll reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadivarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta baham v'shivtecha b'beitecha uvelechtecha v'derech uveshochbecha uvekumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha vehayu letotafot beineinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai Vitem kedoshim le'Elohechem, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Page 39, we read responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele. Malchutecha ra'u vanecha, ukeiyaya b'fnei Moshe u'Miriam, Zeili Zeili anu me'yameru Adonai imlo leolam va'ed Adonai imlo leolam va'ed Adonai imlo leolam va'ed V'nehemar kifad Adonai et Yaakov וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Page 43, together. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, hapoes sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת, את השבת, לדורותה ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת, שבת,
Page 44, together. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed.
Hatefillah, page 46 and 48. Please rise.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר, מושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה.
Page 50, together. You are forever mighty, Adonai. You give life to all. You sustain life through love, giving life to all. Through great compassion, supporting the fallen, healing the sick, freeing the captive, keeping faith with those who sleep in the dust. Who is like you, source of mighty acts? Who resembles you, a sovereign who takes and gives life, causing deliverance to spring up, and faithfully giving life to all? Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to all. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yichalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Please be seated. Page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Page 57, together at the bottom. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'odcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. Page 59. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodod. Page 61, together. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul. And may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamibarech et amo Yisrael, b'shalom.
Shalom Rab al Yisrael Amcha, Tasih le'olam. Shalom Rab al Yisrael Amcha, Tasih le'olam. Ki ata hu melech, melech Adon. Shalom, ki ata hu melech, melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom rab al Yisrael amcha, tasih le'olam. Shalom rab al Yisrael amcha, tasih le'olam. לברך את עמך ישראל שלומך שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל
We pray silently.
Beautiful prayers and songs calm us, renew us, and it's our hope that those who struggle still to find renewal of health and mind, of body and soul will be comforted in knowing that we share our Misha Berach, a prayer for their well-being. Especially this night, we're thinking of Larry Wiesel, Karen Stortz, Sandy Friedman, Ed Cohen, Nassim Nabut, Debbie Solomon Watson. For them and for all who are dear to us, we share our prayer. The words can be found on the front side of your Friday night guide. Please join us.
שבירך אבותינו, אברהם, יצחק ויעקב. מי שבירך אמותינו, שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל. May the one who blessed our mother, may the one who blessed our father, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well.
Tomorrow, a group of 34 people will embark with Rabbi Scott, David Scott, with me and my wife, for an excursion to Cuba. And for those who are here tonight, obviously already packed and ready to go, we would love to invite them to the Bima to join us for a very special blessing for a safe journey and return home. And so if you're here in the congregation, please join us now on the Bima. Come and fill in the space here on the Bima. We're going to be much closer than this on our trip. Come and turn and face me so I can see your punams. Mekor Chaim, source of all life, your children Israel are in all places around the world. We who are so blessed to be friends in Houston, who enjoy a good life without worry about what will fill our tables, what will be on our backs, or what will be tomorrow. We journey sometimes to far away places, to Israel too. But tomorrow we embark for Cuba, a place that is only a time zone away, but 60 years in the past. And so as we take what we have and bring to the children of Israel there to offer our hearts, our love and friendship, our gifts and goods to make their days a little better, we hope that you will help us in your presence to make our way safely there and return home. Baruch b'tzeitchem u'baruch b'voachem. May we travel safely to that place, enjoy and come back with memories and ways to know that we have helped and served, and to return home to all those who love and appreciate us here. And may we tell our stories when we return to remind others that the people of Israel exist and thrive and serve one another for all Israel is responsible for one another. May we travel safely. God bless you, and may you pack, and we'll see you at the airport tomorrow. Amen.
Well, this week in the Torah, we're reading from the portion called Achoremot Kedoshim, a double portion from the book of Leviticus. And Leviticus was known by the rabbis as Sefer Torah HaKohanim, the handbook of the priests. And indeed, it reflects in many ways the worldview of the priests who served in the ancient temple. This worldview includes organizing the ritual life of the people into many distinct categories. Last week, we read from the portions Tazria Metzora and read about the division of people into categories of Tahor and Tameh, pure and impure. Achoremot, the first of our Torah portions this week, categorizes family relationships to warn us against who we are and are not allowed to procreate with. Kedoshim lists requirements that we separate the crops in our fields, that we distinguish between the different kinds of species in our herds and flocks and try not to mate them, and even distinguish between the kind of fibers that we make our clothing with, between wool and linen, lest we mix them together. All of these categories and distinctions were a way of categorizing the world around the priests that helped make sense to them and helped create a rich ritual life for their people. But of all of these many categories and all of these many distinctions, there was one distinction that dominated all others, and that was the distinction between Kodesh and Chol, between the holy and the profane or mundane. In this week's Torah portion, we read the famous verse, Kedoshim tihiyu ki kadosh ani Adonai Elohechem. You shall be holy, for I, Adonai, am holy. And the Hebrew word for holy, kadosh, actually means separate or distinct. The rabbis in the Midrash define it as perush. You should be separate, for I, Adonai, am separate. Indeed, the act of separating the world around us into categories like holy and profane is in and of itself the act of sanctification, of making holy. When we sanctify Shabbat as holy, we separate it from the weekdays, which are Yemei Chol, the secular or profane days. When we get married under the chuppah, we say, Harei at mekudeshet li. I hereby consecrate you. I make you holy to me, because as my spouse, you will now be separate and distinct from every other person in my life. In other words, the way that we can follow the Torah's commandment to be holy is to categorize the world around us according to our traditions and to distinguish between Kodesh v'Chol, between holy and profane. But the question then remains, how is it that we are to determine what is holy? How should we make this distinction? And as it turns out, it was not just the ancient priests who were concerned with categorizing the world around them into various categories. Each of us categorizes the world around us and groups ideas and all sorts of things into categories, but we do so instinctively. And the study of just how it is that our brains do this is actually quite complex and perhaps interesting. In his book, Women, Fire, and Dangerous Things, What Categories Reveal About the Mind, the linguist and cognitive scientist George Lakoff describes just how it is that our minds shape things into categories. He notes that in the introduction to his book, that some feminists who read the title of his book really loved it, while others hated it. But either way, it demonstrated part of his point, that when people read the title, Women, Fire, and Dangerous Things, they somehow assume that women, fire, and dangerous things have something in common. He argues that the chain of imprints, from conjunction to categorization to commonality, is the norm. The inference is based on the common idea of what it means to be in the same category, that things are categorized based on what it is they have in common. Yet Lakoff demonstrates that this common way of thinking, that different things fit into a category because they share something in common, is actually not the way our brains categorize the world around us. Indeed, it might teach us something about how we can categorize the world into these categories of holy and profane. Lakoff uses a century's worth of research in psychology, anthropology, and linguistics to demonstrate that the way our brains actually group things into categories is through what the psychologist Eleanor Roche called prototype theory. The idea is that for any given category of things, there is a prototype, a best example of that category. Things that fit into the category fit not because they share something in common with one another, but because they all relate in one way or another to that prototype. Much of Roche's research related to how different cultures and language interpret color. Colors are categories. The color spectrum includes an infinite spectrum of hues, but we as people instinctively divide them into categories like blue or red or green. Yet if you give people a set of hundreds of color chips of different hues and ask them to pick one that is most representative of the color blue, people all tend to pick more or less the same shade. If you then try to teach a child who does not yet know their colors how to choose the color blue, or if you did as Roche did and tried to tell people from indigenous tribes whose languages do not have words for the different colors, they will all be able to learn words for colors much faster if they use the same shades that the people picked as the best examples, the prototypical examples of that color. So what this means is that all people, and what Roche discovered, is that everyone, regardless of language or culture, from a wealthy, educated American to someone living in a remote tribe in the Amazon, seems to be born with an innate understanding of just exactly what shade best represents the color blue. And the reason that each of us can understand what I mean when I say blue is because each of us in this room also shares that same understanding. But when the category is not blue, red, or green, but rather the holy, what is the best example that we have of Kedusha, of holiness? What is the prototypical holy thing? Well, it seems that according to our tradition and according to our Torah portion, it is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It is God. Indeed, when it says that we are to be holy because God is holy, it commands us to be as close to God as we possibly can be. The medieval commentator Ovadia Sforno argues that this commandment tells us to fulfill what it is that we are told in Genesis, that humanity was created in God's image, and it implores us to be as similar to God as we can in insight and in deed. Because we are created in God's image, we have an innate sense of what it is truly to be holy, just like we have that innate sense of what the color blue is. And the result is that when we act according to our true nature, when we act with true humanity as those created in God's image, we indeed can be holy, for Adonai, our God, is holy. The rabbis teach us the commandments in this week's Torah portion were recited in front of all the Israelites because the entire essence of the Torah is contained within it. The essence of how we are behaved is summed up in the commandment to be holy, and to be holy is to be like God. In case there's any doubt, we're instructed in this week's Torah portion on just what that means. A variety of mitzvot, of commandments, like giving to the poor, not lying, stealing, or cheating, loving our neighbor, and not putting a stumbling block before the blind. These basic ethical rules help us to be holy, that is, to act like God. Indeed, in just a few moments, we'll join together reciting Kiddush, sanctifying Shabbat as that holy day of our week. It is a holy day because it is a day when, free from the distractions of work and the hustle and bustle of our daily lives, we can fully dedicate ourselves to the task of being holy and fully realize that we are, as the psalmist says, little less than divine. May each of us this Shabbat appreciate then the holiness that is in our lives. May each of us find inspiration to act according to these mitzvot and the teachings of our Torah, to add holiness to our world, that it may grant peace to all its inhabitants. Amen. Please rise.
We invite parents and grandparents to the bima as Natalie takes her place for Torah transmission. As we take our places before the Holy Ark, we have done exactly as Rabbi Herman has spoken to us tonight. We've entered this Gordon Chapel to separate ourselves from that which is profane or mundane into a holy place. And before the Holy Ark, the Aron Kodesh, we are often reminded, Da lifnei mi ata omed, know before whom you stand. And as we stand before God, the greatest symbol of holiness in our world, we also hold the Torah prepared to demonstrate that we aim each day to live up to its highest teachings and greatest standards so that we can be an Am Kadosh, a holy people too. So it's a great pleasure to demonstrate that we keep our promise, we keep our word, as we take this Torah and its teachings now and pass it from grandparents to parents to child.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu, V'yishtachavu lahar kodsho, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Exalt Adonai our God, and bow down toward God's holy mountain, for Adonai our God is holy.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
In our prayer book now, we turn to the bottom of page 282 and 287 as we join in Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, lateit gedula leotze breshit, shelo asanu kegoyei ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. turn in our prayer books to page 294. As we do, we take this time now to recall the Yortzeit anniversary, the anniversary of a loved one's death, which is observed this Shabbat. It's our custom in the Gordon Chapel that as the name of your loved one is called, you may wish to stand where you are in his or her memory. Afterwards, all of us will stand together to recite the words of Kaddish. Lovingly, we remember Henry Shanoff, Goldie Mintz, Rachel Adler, Janice Astrich, Mae Friedman, Lawrence Isaacson, Milton Mintz, Sura Mishpachman, Vivian Nathan, Sandra Wawitcher, Sylvia Weiss, Judy White, Harry Wolf, Joyce Wolf, Martin Abrams, Sophie Bagelman, Anna Berger, Manuel Bloom, Robert Brewer, Harry Davis, Jerome Frey, Betty Ann Friedman, Reuben Goldberg, Clara Hames, Zelda Holbrook, Samuel Layden, Benjamin Lerner, Gloria Lukes, Michael Rizzi, Lizzie Tashnik, Ronald Tonkin, Max Tudson, Max Chazen, Vladimir Edelman, Elizabeth Heiken, Mike Heiken, Alfred Oster, Ida Rest, Mo Rudolph, Florence Schulman, Vladimir Shumanov, Dorothy Zimmerman, Esther Buckman, Kevin Davis, Henrietta Grad, Sigmar Hoffeller, Doris Lavage, Harry Lavage, Mary Lavage, Clifton Lee, Marie Oliver, Jenny Silver, Sam Silver, Mindy Verman, Corinne Asher, Harriet Gross, Edward Littman, Hyman Soltz, Arthur Weiner, Annie Wizig, Minna Baer, Belle Englander, Harry Feldman, Sylvia Martin, Gerald Packler, Barney Weiss, Patsy Wertheimer, Tommy Joe Bailey, Harry Gordon, Norman Gover, Edward Green, Norman Keene, Hyman Novi, Charles Rubin, Abraham Shore, David Zwilling, Jean Burke, Ronald Burke. In their memory and in their honor, let us rise as a congregation and join in the words of Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrachu te v'yam lichnachu te, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayed ho Beth Israel, v'gala v'izman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitchomam v'yitnaseh. Vidadar, Vidale, Vidalal, Shmeir Gudishah, Brichu, Le'elam Minko, Birchata, Vishirata, Tushbachata, Venechamata, Damiram, Bialma, Vimru, Amen. Hey, Shlama, Rabba, Min Shemaya, V'chaim, Malinu, V'alpo, Yisrael, Vimru, Amen. Ose Shalom, B'momav, Uyase Shalom, Aleinu, V'alpo, Yisrael, Amen. May the source of peace send peace to those who mourn and comfort to all the bereaved among us, as together we say, Amen. We turn now to Kiddush so that we may sanctify the Sabbath day. It's a pleasure to invite our bat mitzvah to lead us. We can join her on page 5.
Which one do I read first? Okay. Thank you. The heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing. And God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done. We therefore raise the cup in thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, Ki hu yom tehillah, lemikra et kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, ki banu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodecha, ve'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashabbat. Amen.
Sweet.
That is pretty sweet. It's good.
It's coming your way.
Thank you. Try to keep it as small as possible.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Irving Stern, and I have the privilege of serving as a vice president of Beth Israel's Board of Trustees. Mazel tov to the family of Natalie Teibel, who is becoming a bat mitzvah this Shabbat. And safe travels to everyone joining Rabbi Lyon and Rabbi Scott on the Cuba trip tomorrow. The Sisterhood will be hosting Israeli artist Ellen Miller Brown in the gift shop on Tuesday, May 9th. Wine and cheese will be served, and we will see her spectacular artwork from 6:30 to 8 p.m. This event is free and open to the congregation. Please RSVP to Anita in the gift shop. On May 19th, during Shabbat services, we will take time to say thank you to Cantor David Mutlu and his wife, Nina Fea Mutlu, for all they have done for our congregation, and an oneg in their honor will follow. On Saturday morning, May 20th, families with children under 5 are invited to our last Shabbat Shindig of the year, beginning at 10 a.m. in Levitt Hall. Please contact Rabbi Herman for more information. After tonight's service, please feel free to visit the membership table and introduce yourself to me and my fellow trustee, Jeff Friedman, so that we may welcome you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Our closing song this Shabbat is Ein Kelohenu. You can find the words on page 322. Please rise and join us.
Ein Eloheinu, ein Adonenu, ein Malkeinu, ein Moshienu, ein Eloheinu, ein Adonenu, ein Malkeinu, ein Moshienu. Vi Eloheinu, vi Adonenu, vi Malkeinu. Moshienu, ein Eloheinu, ein Adonenu, ein Malkeinu, ein Moshienu, ein Eloheinu, ein Adonenu, ein Malkeinu, ein Moshienu. Odel Eloheinu,
Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu, our God and God of all our ancestors, grant us the wisdom to be able to distinguish between the holy, the sacred, and the profane and the mundane. And may this wisdom help us to see past those trivial matters in our lives, to see past those small hurdles which always face us, and to see more deeply the holiness that pervades our lives each and every day. And through this wisdom and through this distinction, may we better serve you and better serve the world to make it more full of love, full of kindness, and full of peace. Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Thank you for joining us for this Shabbat service. We're so pleased that we can share the services through live streaming. You are a part of our congregational community. If you have a need to call or write us, we would love to hear you beyond this beautiful service so that we can continue to deepen our relationship and our connection as a caring congregational community. I wish you the very best as the week continues, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Shabbat Shalom.